Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. As some of you may know, over time many obbies seem to drop down in difficulty, several tiers or difficulties for seemingly no reason. You may put this down to EOs or people underrating obbies for no reason. However, there are genuine reasons behind these shifts in difficulty, and in this video I'm going to explain them all. Some of the more famous examples of recent obbies being downgraded in difficulty may be Elegant dropping from tier 21 to 17, Nubu dropping from tier 18 to mid 17, or Frostbite dropping from tier 18 to high 16. The main reason all of these obbies were considered so hard and then fell so far in difficulty is simply that we weren't good enough to know how hard they truly were. Many of these obbies were overrated massively by people who had only been able to all jump the obbies, and so had a very skewed perception of the actual difficulty of them. When people became good enough to actually beat these obbies, they realised the true difficulty of them until they fell very far. Another more recent example of this is Back There Benjamin. Back There Benjamin had been considered low tier 18 for many years, but recently it's been beaten by Boom Sasok. When someone of his skill level came into the obby, he beat it relatively quickly, much quicker than some of his other grinds. And even parts like the finale, which had been considered almost impossible to do in one run, he managed to do within a couple attempts. Even some of the individual jumps, like the double lodge, which in Obby Boy's video had been considered a whopping 8.2, Boom Sasok managed to do relatively easily. Now, while people simply getting better is one reason for obbies to fall in difficulty, the main reason that obbies tend to go down in difficulty is due to strats. Now, if you don't know what a strat is, it's a consistent way of doing a jump that can be replicated every time. For example, it might be going to the corner or aligning your camera a certain way so that you can fit through a tight wrap every single time. Back in the day, strats weren't found for obbies. You just have to wing every jump and learn ways to do it yourself. Possibly the most famous example of an obby getting stratted and falling in difficulty because of it would be Tower of Vacant Hindrances. Released in 2019, it was first considered nil, then considered low horrific. However, over the months, people would find strats for almost every single jump to make them consistent, and now it is widely considered tier 16 or catastrophic. One example of a jump in TOVH that was once really hard, but a strat was found for it making it easier, would be the last jump of floor 8. It used to be one of the choke points of the obby, and many people would fall it going all the way back to floor 1, however strats were found for it and now it is considered relatively easy. Some other famous and useful strats include the E-cheer strat on Elegance, which is used to align better for the infamous climb jump, and a few strats that Boom Sasok came up for Back There Benjamin, including one where he uses the Activate Windows logo to align for a jump. So, what's the best way to evaluate an obby's difficulty before strats are found for it and someone has beaten it? My personal opinion is whatever people are generally saying for the obby, downgrade that by half a tier and make that your opinion, because it's probably going to be correct. An obby without strats that have been found is probably going to be about half a tier to 3/4 of a tier higher than an obby that has got strats. For example, you can look at Nubu. It was low 18 and now it's mid 17. In addition, you've got obbies like The Void, which was low 17 and is now considered about mid-high 16. And if you want to look further down in tiers, you've also got obbies like Tower of Glory, which was originally considered tier 16 and is now considered about low-mid 15. Many easier obbies tend to drop a full tier when they're beaten. Now, while it's possible that people may call you an underrater or an EO in general for sharing these opinions, it's, in my opinion, the most accurate way to give accurate difficulties to obbies, especially when not many people have experience with them. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any suggestions for future videos I might make, then feel free to leave a comment. Also, make sure to subscribe and like the video. It means a lot to me. Thank you very much and have a good day.